All right, today we're going to take a look at something really cool, a roadmap for the future of how we experience information. It's called Liquid Galaxy 2026, and it's a vision that could, well, pretty much change how we understand and interact with our entire world. But first, let me just ask you something. What if you could fly right through the eye of a hurricane? And I don't mean just, looking at a radar map on your screen. I mean, what if you could feel like you're actually inside the storm, seeing all the forces that shape it from within? Just hold on to that thought. So, to even wrap our heads around how that's possible, we first need to talk about what Liquid Galaxy is. Basically, it's this incredibly powerful data visualization platform. I want you to imagine a room where the walls are all giant screens, showing you this seamless, panoramic view of the entire planet, all powered by Google Earth. It's kind of like stepping inside the globe itself. So where is all this technology heading? Well, the vision for 2026 is something they're calling the theater of data. And the goal here is to move way, way beyond just looking at a map on a screen. It's about completely transforming how we interact with the information that defines our world. And this slide just nails that transformation perfectly. We're talking about a huge shift from being a passive observer to being an active, immersed participant. We're going from just viewing flat 2D maps to literally flying through 3D data. And maybe even more important, we're shifting from reading static text to something called empathetic listening, experiencing history not as a bunch of facts on a page, but as human stories that we can actually feel. Really, if you want to boil this whole mission down to one single idea, it's right here in this quote. The goal is to turn the world into a stage for storytelling. Every single data point, every historical event, it all becomes part of this huge interactive narrative. So, let's pull back the curtain on the first act in this theater, hearing history. This is where AI comes in to bring this powerful emotional dimension to data by literally giving a voice to the past. And the star of this first act is a project called Emotional Cartography. Its goal is to completely change our relationship with information. It wants to replace the sort of cold act of reading with the deeply human experience of listening, so we can forge a real, genuine connection to the past. Now, you're probably wondering how on earth this actually works. It's pretty wild. First, an AI dives in and analyzes historical documents. We're talking personal diaries, famous speeches, that kind of thing. Then it generates an emotive script from that material. Step 3, voice cloning tech actually performs that script, bringing a historical figure to life. But this last step, this is the real wow moment, using multiple AI voices to create a full role play of historical events. Just picture this for a second. Imagine you are flying over the Gettysburg battlefield. In one ear, you're hearing a voice-cloned Abraham Lincoln delivering his famous address. And in your other ear, you're hearing a diary entry from a soldier who was right there on the ground that day. That is the power of this theater concept. Okay, so from hearing history, the curtain rises on Act 2, seeing the invisible. And this brings us right back to our hurricane and all the hidden forces that are constantly shaping our planet. The project making this all happen is called Aerovoxels. And its goal is, it's incredibly ambitious. To give three-dimensional depth to things we literally cannot see, like the very layers of our atmosphere. When we look at the weather right now, we're all used to seeing that flat 2D radar map on the news, and it's useful for sure, but it doesn't really show you the true three-dimensional structure of a storm system. But what if we could slice the atmosphere up into thousands of transparent 3D layers? Think of it almost like a giant CAT scan of the sky. And each of these little 3D pixels, they call them voxels, becomes a tiny container for data. It can be colored based on wind speed or temperature or pressure, turning all those raw numbers into a tangible, visible structure. So what do you get when you put it all together? You get this incredible volumetric fog of data. You're not just looking at a map of a hurricane anymore. No, you're looking at a 3D digital twin of the storm, built from thousands of these glowing, translucent data points. So, are you ready to fly inside? Okay, we've heard voices from history and we've flown inside a digital hurricane. This is all mind-blowing stuff, but what's the bigger picture? Why does this new world of data-driven storytelling really matter on a larger scale? Well, the applications go so far beyond just history and weather. I mean, just look at the sheer range of possibilities here. Instead of just reading about Roman history, AI could help us walk through a fully reconstructed 3D Colosseum. Or think about cybersecurity. Instead of just a list of attacks on a screen, experts could see a real-time DDoS attack visualized as a glowing stream of data arcing across the globe, letting them understand and react in a totally new way. From tracking ocean pollution to planning greener cities, the potential is just enormous. And that right there, that is the crucial point. This technology isn't just about making cool visuals or pretty pictures. It's about developing a powerful new intuition for the incredibly complex systems that govern our world. Everything from our climate to our global security. So I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. We are entering an era where data isn't just a bunch of numbers in a spreadsheet, it's the raw material for creating these deeply immersive stories. So when every single piece of data can tell a story, what new undiscovered stories are we about to find about our world?